Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning back in. So, doing some updates to my precision rifle journey. I've finally been able to have a chance to take it out, do some shooting, and work on some rifle loads. So, before we get started, let's go ahead and make sure it's unloaded and cleared. Empty mag, empty bolt. I'm gonna lock that down a little bit. Empty mag, empty bolt, cool. All right. Let's jump to it. I worked some loads up for this. Decided to see if I can come up with something with 168 grain Sierra Match Kings, being at one time that was the gold standard. I don't know if it still is. That's just the one I'm using. Worked up some loads and took it out to the CMP and decided to see if I can get a good zero. Some of these rounds are kind of weird. I guess that's a decent enough group, especially before I had to reload it. And we'll compare the difference. I want to see how this one compares against that one.
Go shoot it. Go shoot it.
Very point of impact.
You got the Brown and Sport Play Special. I love that shotgun.
I just got 2 of them.
He's got that and he's got a crossover.
Recoil
I got
slightly.
2 Brown and Sport Play Special in last week.
Really?
I sold my other Satori. It was a trap.
I pulled that shot.
I wanted 12 and a 20 that match. So these match now. I got a matching 12. Can't hit it.
See how that one did.
That's what they all say. Hey man, it was good talking to you.
Have a good one.
Okay,
Good luck.
maybe. That might be the best group I've gotten with this gun so far. That would.
After I got everything zeroed, and I was quite happy with the zero, I decided that after working up some loads with some 168 grain Sierra Match Kings, are those still the standard? I'm not really sure. Anyway, put a comment below and tell me what's the gold standard today, so I know what to buy. Moving along with the video. So I went ahead and wanted to check everything. You know, I've had this Trijicon 10 mile 3x18 by 44 first focal plane scope for almost a year. I'm probably going to do a video on this scope if anybody's interested. I've had it for about, like I said, about a year, and instead of doing like that whole first impressions and unboxing, I think we're going to do a video of just a year in review and my opinions on this scope. So anyway, I took the scope rifle out past 100 yards. I mean, clearly this is a precision rifle meant to shoot farther than what most people can shoot, you know, a pistol. I want to see how well it can shoot, and also what's the follow-up shots. Can you engage and make a follow-up shot if necessary. So I took the rifle and my Bog Death Grip Infinite Tripod. That's a lot for one word. That's a lot for one thing, isn't it? I want to point out that I don't have a chronograph, and because of that, I'm not able to get your feet per second. And so therefore I can't input the data into my ballistic app to get a true accurate representation of exactly what my drop is on a mil reticle. Because of this, I had to just basically go the old-fashioned way. Shoot, see where it hits, and then adjust fire. Which is kind of nice because then it makes you actually pay attention to what you're doing. So I hadn't shot past 100 yet, so these are going to be my first shots. We're going to see what happens.
Out there too.
All right.
Boy, this thing really bounces when you're walking.
Yeah, you have to walk very careful.
400 yards, not bad. With those bloomed rounds, it's a 4 mil hold.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I did finally decide to shoot out to 600. Needless to say, it was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. In fact, I fired one time, found where my hit was, adjusted based upon, you know, watching my scope, seeing where the hit was. I adjusted 4 mils, hold 4, send it.
Shooting this because point and aim, point and squeeze. I like shooting my Mosin because it actually makes me work for it, and I feel like I earned something.
You're about to come off the table.
See if I can get this. I hit it. Hit it. Was that a hit? Sound like a hit.
I didn't hear it.
Huh?
I didn't hear it.
I'm seeing it.
That was a hit. I heard it.
Interesting note, why it's on my mind. And this is something that me and my friend Steve Clifford had discussed, and we've discussed this at length. I like mills. Steve, however, has been an MOA fan. Granted, I was an MOA fan until I started getting into mills. Now I'm a mill fan. But anyway, so I shot this and I was like, wow, you know, I'm shooting out to 600 yards holding 4 mil high. And I was hitting the elk, the steel AR-500 elk that was out there, hitting it dead center every time. And so I decided, I wonder, let me get my Sig Cross with my 5X Prism fixed optic, which just happens to have a mil reticle inside of it. And let's see if I can do it the same thing with the same bullets, just out of a different gun. Now granted, this is a 20-inch barrel, and my Sig Cross is a 16-inch barrel. And yes, this is a $2,200 optic, and my Primary Arms Micro Prism 5X, what is that, mil reticle, whatever it is only $300. Can it work? Will it work? Well, you know, you ain't gonna know until you try. So let's try it.
It's 3 for 3 out to 600. It's actually possible.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I was probably more amazed than anybody else. Like, wow, that actually worked. I'm not gonna tell you it's gonna work perfectly every time, but that actually worked. The moral of the story though, is that if you have a mil reticle and someone else has a mil reticle, y'all can actually call each other's shot and see where each other is hitting and adjust fire for the other person. Hey, 4 mil high, adjust fire. Or you're 2 mil high, or you're 2 mil low off target, you need to adjust all that. Up to right 3. Theoretically, that should work. You know, if you have 2 rifles, both of them have mils. Reality is that's probably not going to work every time. But it did work that one time, and I was happy with it. So overall, I'm quite happy with my rifle. Now that I have a good load developed for this rifle, and I have the rifle set up pretty much how I want, you know, with the loads, with the rifle itself, the scope. And I just want to bring up, I'm really excited and I'm happy with this scope. Is it the best scope out there? It's probably not, but at the price point that I spent, it's a pretty damn good scope. And if you think there's a better scope relatively within a reasonable price range, you know, let me know. I've shot not just this scope on here, I've also shot a Leopold Mark V 5x25 first focal plane, and I think it had a trimmer reticle. And I'm gonna be honest, they were side by side. Side by side, I think they were just about perfect together. Now, the Leopold had some features that I liked over this one. I don't know how to use the trimmer reticle. I would love to take a class just to learn. That being said, overall, I think the gun's great. Trigger is great. Most important thing that for me that I love about this gun is that the action is so smooth. So let's wrap this video up. What's next? I've got good dope. I've got the rifle, good accurate load for this. What do I do now? Probably I'm going to go shoot a competition, like an actual legit PRS competition. Before everybody makes comments, I just want to point out, I have no idea how to shoot a PRS, and I'm probably going to come in dead last. That's cool. I just want to be able to shoot it and see how well I do for myself. Give myself kind of a baseline. I'm not a PRS shooter, but I think it would be a great experience to learn and to see. And that being said, if you have an opportunity to go out and shoot a match, you probably should, because you're going to learn a lot about yourself, your equipment, and your skill level. And you're going to come out a better shooter regardless. You're going to come out with a lot of lessons learned. Don't go in it as someone's, you know, a training event. I mean, it is training. You're learning something from experience, and that is in itself training. You're learning from your experiences, what you're good at, but focus more about where you're bad. I know, no one wants to focus on what they're bad at. If you like what you're seeing, go ahead and smash that like and subscribe button right there. It would really help the channel out. I don't know really how it helps. Hit the notification bell. I'm going to try to get another video out here soon, hopefully on the scope, because I do want to discuss a few things, and I have another scope I want to talk about. Anyways, hit that notification bell. It'll help the channel out. It'll help me out. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers. I'm just this close. Help me get there. Let's get there together, because I got some other things I want to discuss. I'm even going to talk about an AR. I know, it's crazy. All right, guys, I'll see y'all later.